Hi there YouTube, it's Musical Aviator here. We are standing right next to, I guess we'd call that the outhouse, here at Brighton. Over there is the train sheds, and we're going to start up a train from out of there, take it along the railway through the train wash, which is down that way a bit, and start the day. It's about 3:40 in the afternoon. We're taking the quite late train that picks up out of Gatwick Airport train station at about 5 p.m. heading up to London, Victoria. So it'll probably be about an hour of training. There's our train down there, the only one in the sheds at the moment. We have, I think it's 4 carriages on that. Half the train is here. The other half is coming in from, I don't know, somewhere else further north as a smaller unit. Then we'll connect the two of them together and take it up to London. So we'll get to see quite a few things on this journey. We'll start the train, we'll walk through it, we'll be washing it, we'll be connecting it to another train, so it's 2 of them together, and driving it all the way up to London, Victoria, using the cruise control on the train as well. So quite a lot of stuff. A lot of it happens in the first half hour, but yeah, the last hour of the trip will essentially just be driving through the countryside of southern England. First things first, we're going to jump onto the back of this train because we need to configure the rear units. There's 2 things that this rear unit will be doing. Firstly, it'll be going through a train wash. Second, we'll be driving it forwards to couple up, and then it'll couple up to the other end of the train. Mongolia Smythe and Infinite Flight, hello. Alright, this is the back of the train for the moment, and this is a connector car, but it is also a driving car. Just going to make sure that those are openable. Cool. So that's all closed. We've got the big yellow doors closed because, you know, water. Let's close this as well. Up here, making sure that I've got the tail lights on and I see the 4 reds. That's all good. The key is not in. Hi there, 447. Yeah, the 3rd dose knocked me around a bit as well. Seems to be a common theme. That's of the vaccine, of course. Okay, we're closed up here. And the reason I've decided to walk on this side of the train is because this is not where the 3rd rail is. So that's just a standard rail. That's another standard rail. And that thing over there is electricity. So it's best not to step over that. These trains have a 3rd rail pickup on both sides. So sometimes they put the 3rd rail on this side, sometimes it's on the other side. In this particular case, the 3rd rail is there, and 3rd rail is on the other side of this train. Okay, we're going to open that up. Let's climb on board. It's a bit squeezy in here, so I'm going to go ahead and open that door. Open that door because they can't be open at the same time as that one. Open that up. And this is now the driving car at the front. All of these controls are literally part of the door, and if you leave it closed like that, this bit sticks in your head, so you really want that closed. Let's go ahead and close that. Let's jump in the train. 5 minutes to go. I'm actually going to push these things down because you want to see the time up in the top left corner. There we go. AWS isolation is now switched on, DSD isolation is on, and the vigilance pedals are on. Gonna sit down in the train, turn the key on, come up here and turn some lights on. Tail lights are off. Just a warning ding to the back. And I'm now going to turn the train from off into forward running. When that happens, we're going to get a whole bunch of alarms go off because I've turned on those systems over there in that other room. When that happens, we'll just press this big yellow button, or the Q button on our keyboard. So here we go. Q. Chaz lives near 3 bridges. Nice. So in forward running mode, I'm just going to push it into brake standard 1. Just release a little bit of pressure there. Make sure that moves. I think we're all ready to go. Up here we see the buzzer code. It says 2 dings is ready to start. Now, according to the schedule, we don't need to move out for another 2 minutes, so we'll just sit here for a bit. Go through our checks. Make sure everything is in fact ready to go. Hazard lights are off. Doors are all closed. TPWS train override is not lit up. There's our wipers over there. Hi there, Jamie Simons. Yeah, it's a pretty cool route actually, and I do like Gatwick Airport. That's quite fun. I might do a special run in the express train to Gatwick at some point. That's a slightly shorter time because obviously it's not stopping at all the stops that this one does. This is the Southern train. Takes a long time to roll through 2 minutes, and which is weird because when we get to the platform at Brighton, we're going to have to sit on the platform for like 20 minutes. There's a few things to do with the train in that time, but let's be honest, it only takes about 5 minutes to do. So they're going to be sitting there for 15 minutes going do. We might do a walk around Brighton inside the platform because we don't really want to go outside and get outside the ticketed area, but yeah, we might have a look through some of the station. We'll set up the train fully so that it can move out, and yeah, and do a little tour of Brighton station. Nevertheless, I'm just going to move this train up to the front of the shed here. Just slowly run it forward up to the edge of the shed with anyone around, so no problem doing that. And then we'll head through the train wash. It's like an automatic car wash for trains. It's quite fun. There goes the Gatwick Express train running out there. One thing I do like about this route is there's a whole bunch of other trains moving around, especially as you get closer to London. Okay, we've got a green signal, or white signal. As you can see, we've only got 4 carriages with us at the moment. you get a cutout of all the electronics as we go over these points, because obviously there's no electric shoe for this carriage. Some of the back carriages still have stuff, but you know. Got another white signal. Gonna turn on my wipers at the moment. It's a little bit of is that even rain? I guess you could call it showers or whatever. Passing showers. Going nice and slowly, only 10 miles an hour at the moment. We're not in any rush or anything. I said once we get to Brighton, we'll have literally 20 minutes of just sitting on the platform. It's a lot more relaxed than, say, when we're actually pulling the train with the people on board. In that case, we've got like 30 seconds of leeway between each stop. Sometimes a minute or two. Okay, so we're slowing up and we're coming up to the train wash. 5 miles an hour. Woohoo! Yeah, the train is nice and clean now. I'm just going to pull up into the siding, then we'll shut down this carriage temporarily, and then we'll head back to the other side of the train. We'll pull it back through the car wash, and then head out to platforms. I do like these funny shenanigans with the weird parts of the train journey, instead of just jumping in and pulling passengers. You start the train up, wash the train, come to a complete stop here. Now what we do is hit the continue button, then return to free roam. That'll put us into the next scenario. And now we're depowering this carriage so we can use it as the back carriage. So I've turned off the windscreen wipers for now. Headlights go off, tail lights go on. Train turning off. Key off. You can turn some of these lights off. Come out here and turn all of those things off, because we don't want the alarms going off while we're not even in the carriage. Now looking at here, we have the DC control, DC connectors in, and that's fine. Alright, this train is ready to be the back carriage, at least temporarily. Gonna step aside, open the door. Lock that up. And we'll walk through. These normally have the destination signs on them. Obviously we're not currently running a train, so they're blank and it says that we're not in service. Clearly this train's been sitting in the shed for a while, so there's nobody on board yet. Only 4 carriages. Eventually this will turn into, I think it's 8 or 12 carriages. Here we are, back of the train, which will now become the front of the train. Remember shutting that door at the beginning of this scenario? Yeah, it randomly opens itself. Great. Okay, AWS isolation, all of those things on. Gonna sit down in here, put the key in, turn ourselves on. That'll spawn all these alarms, of course. Hit the big yellow to turn them off. And we'll be needing some headlights. Taillights are off. 2 dings. We're ready to move. Wanted to tell the people outside that we're about to move the train in this direction, so that should have gotten some attention. Brakes coming off, and we'll head back through the train wash. Second round. That's where we started this journey. No, that's not the same one that we were in before. That's a different little shed. Outhouse. Dunny. Okay, we'll slow it up. About 5 miles an hour. That is a red light there. Cool. We'll come into a stop. We'll hit the windscreen wipers a little. And it's gone white. And moving up. I love that power down of the air conditioning as we run out of power there. Comes back up, it'll drop again. There it goes. Every time it runs out of power on these third rails. Of course, since we've got 4 carriages, even though the first car's going over the point and runs out of power for a short amount of time, the rest of the train is still being powered by, you know, being behind us. Okay, we're approaching the Brighton platform station platforms, so just need to watch out, make sure we aren't running through any reds. It's quite likely that one of the 2 signals up ahead will be red. I think the platform that we're going into has already got a train there, or if not yet, should do soon, because we'll be connecting our train to it. That beeping noise is just a vigilance pedal. It means that I haven't touched the control for a minute or so. And we're about to run over one of these things, which is a signal, and it should tell us what the signal ahead is. That means it's yellow. So it should be slowing down. We're already at 10 miles an hour, so all good. We've got a white. We continue. But the one after that must be red. Otherwise it wouldn't have made that warning noise. Just coasting, we don't have the brakes on, we're not powering through. The track next to us is a red. Clearly this train next to us is also stopped. That Gatwick Express in its nice red livery. You can see the thing is saying to wait until 4 minutes past 4. We'll continue up nice and slow just until we can actually see the red light. There it is, straight ahead. Got it. And we want to stop in good time so we can see it out the window, of course. Brakes are in. I'm just going to go to maximum braking, which is brake 3. And since we're sitting here for a while, go into the neutral position. And now they're just going to move some trains around us. So we'll sit here until the train that we need to couple to is actually in the platform that we're going into. The issue is, because there's going to be half a train sitting on the platform, we will never get a green light. So at some point we'll need to contact the dispatcher, just to let them know that we're here. It said, the timetable says 6:04, so there's no point in even asking for dispatch to let us through before 4 minutes past. My assumption is that there's going to be a train coming forward out of the platforms. We can't cross him, and it's probably going to be another train going into the platform that we're trying to go into, unless it's already there. So for now we just sit tight and wait. There we go, there's a train coming out of the platforms. I've taken a nice 5x-wire 320. It's got a few new features over the last week, I heard. It's got Hoppy's A-cars just popped in, so unfortunately the Americans never use it. But yeah, next time we have a big European event featuring Germany on a weekend or a time when I'm awake, then I'll probably give it a go. So that outbound train's happened. I do suspect we're waiting for a Gatwick Express to come through as well. He'll probably cut us off. When that does come through, we'll need to contact the dispatcher using the phone right here. Just essentially click it and imagine that they are talking to us. Hopefully the Gatwick train is on time. Should be here this minute. I think he's due in at 4 minutes past. So assuming Gatwick's on time, then we'll continue on. Once we do get into the platforms, this carriage becomes a walk-through instead of a driving cab. So it's not the back or the front, it's the middle. Will be that long once we leave. Well, that dude's gone. I think we are the next one to move forward. There's the Gatwick. Once he's cleared out, we'll make the request to move forward. Because I'll need to use part of the track that he's just used. Give it a couple of seconds. Now, as I said, because we've got half a train in the platform we're about to go into, they'll never clear that automatically. So we have to make a request to clear it. To do that, you just click on the phone with your left mouse, bang. There we go. We're requested to move forward into our position, and they've relayed back to the radio that we are cleared to move forward at a restricted speed, which is 10 miles an hour, and they've manually used buttons in the control room to clear that signal. So off we go. If you never press that phone, that will never clear. Just to be concerned. So if you've tried to run this scenario, Lovers Walk up to Brighton, and you don't know how to get past that signal, that's how to do it. Just press that phone. But you need to wait for those two trains to go past. There's that Gatwick train straight ahead that we were just waiting to go past. There's a train we're coupling up to. So I'm going to slow down a little bit here, make it about 5 miles an hour or less. Yeah, really slow, like 2 miles an hour. And slow it up as we touch. There we go. And we're in. We have a couple button that's been pressed. We're now coupled up to the train in front of us. Couple of things to do now. Turn off the wipers because we obviously don't need that. Turn off the headlights because we're in the middle of a train. We'll leave the tail lights off because we're in the middle of a train. And Scenario wants us to open the doors, so we'll do that now. Doors are open. We're going to get another scenario change. There it is. We just want to continue. Return to the free roam. We are now this train. Scenario Brighton to London Victoria. We are in the middle of a train facing the wrong way, with a driver's cab in the middle of a train, so we need to change that. Obvious first thing to do, turn the train off. Take the key out, because we'll need that. All those lights are good where they are. Cab light is off, notice board light is off. I think everything there is pretty much off. Cool. I'm going to walk over to this side of the train and turn these off because we don't want alarms disturbing the passengers as we drive. And now we need to turn this driving compartment into a passenger walk-through compartment. To do that, we close this door here and open this door so it's closed in the other sense. Done. Close this door. That's a passenger walkway compartment. And obviously we don't want this stuff open so they can turn on alarms and stuff, so close and lock that. Here is the driving compartment of the other train that we've just connected to up front. It's already been closed. But there's the train that we took to the train wash. And if you walk through here, here's a train we've never been in before, and you guys have jumped in pretty early, haven't you? This is a first class compartment, which used to be the back of the other train. Speaking of back of the other train, the train that we've just connected to used to be the back of this train, which means the new back of our new train is the front of the old train. We need to go down there and make sure that the cabin is ready to be the back of a train, which I suspect it won't be. Mostly because drivers are lazy. They get to Brighton, they jump out, and they leave their train as if it's running forwards. Besides, we've got like 20 minutes, so plenty of time. So if you are running this scenario, just remember to come back to what will be the back of your train, because you're likely to find that it's not configured for running backwards. For instance, the red lights are not on, and the white lights are. That's probably the main thing. The driver would have taken his key with him, so we're all good there. Let's close up so we don't get visited by a random. So the key's gone. Reverser is in off. All of these are off. Yep. Let's turn those lights off and turn the tail lights on. Don't think anything else needs to be done up here. The computer will be controlled by us at the front. And we can close the door. Actually, did they turn the big lights off? They look... Yeah, the cab lights are off. It's just lit up from outside. So there we are, platform number 3. And it shows our current timetable, 33 minutes past 4. We'll be moving out. And we'll probably get to Gatwick Airport at about 5, a little bit after 5. That train there is the Gatwick Express. Once it leaves Brighton, its first stop is Gatwick, and the one after that I think is Clapham East, and then I think it might even go Gatwick direct to London. Essentially that's an express train, and ours is not quite an all-stops train, but it's stopping more than the express. Let's see what the express does. Express train, London Victoria, calling at Gatwick Airport and London Victoria. The end. Straight through. 12 coaches.
The train now approaching platform 1.
We're also 12 coaches, and you can see the... Oh, there's a seagull floating over there. So we're stopping at Hassocks, Burgess Hill, Haywards Heath, Gatwick Airport, East Croydon, Clapham Junction and Victoria. And there's a few gaps in there that we don't stop at. Usually that's because the platforms at the stations we miss are too small for 12 car chains. So this used to be an 8-car train until we put the other 4 carriages on it. Here is platform 2, with the train going to Southampton. Hove, Portslade, Fisher's Gate, Southwick, Shoreham by the Sea, Lancing, East Worthing, Worthing, West Worthing, Durrington-on-Sea, Goring-by-Sea, Ammering, Ford, Barnum, Chichester, Emsworth, Havant, Horsham, Farnham, Swanwick and Southampton. That is a lot of stops. I like this platform 1 here. The next train on platform number 1 goes nowhere. So here's Brighton. I do wonder what these little buildings are about. Are they offices or what's going on? Never been to Brighton, never been to most of the UK to be honest. It slightly resembles, I guess, some of the platforms at Southern Cross here in Melbourne. Certainly with the big roof over the top. And the ending of these platforms here.
The train now approaching platform 1 does not stop here. Please stand.
There's a platform 7. I'm assuming that used to be a platform number 8 that went straight through. Don't know. Looks like it's been requisitioned from what used to be a platform here. To Orr at 5 PM. That's a lot of standing around, 45 minutes and before a train leaves from that spot. Ah, Darrenay, home station at Brighton. Nice. Almost. Which one is your home station? Are you one further north of here? Or west or east? Hove. Okay, cool. Well, I think that train was heading off to Hove, wasn't it? Oh no, that's our train. Okay. Never mind. I think Hove was in there. That train leaves 1 minute before ours does. Interesting. Yet it isn't on platform yet. Six pages of platform. There it is, calling it Hove. Pity we can't go there. But yeah, that train leaves 1 minute before ours does. Also, that's not modelled on this add-on. Hence why the train's not there, probably. That one off to Hastings. Nice. Anyhow, we've got about 15 minutes before we need to move out, so as passengers come along to platform 3, they see, oh, that train's off to London, yep, that's where I want to go. And then over here it says the train's going to Brighton. It's already at Brighton, but you know. To fix that, we have to go to the front of our train and play with our computer. I think it's time to do that now. Oh, we might look at the map though. There's the map, there's Hove, and there's Brighton. Hi there, Jamie. Yeah, I used to use a thing that was free. Actually, I still can. There's a, what do they call that thing? A takeoff calculator available on, I think it's VATSIM US. A320 V-speed calculator. AVSIM. Give that a go. Ah, 2 UK people. Who live not quite on the same line, but you know, close enough. "12 carriages. That's enormous. Here in Australia, I don't think I've ever been on a train longer than 10. And normally it's like 8 or 6. I do think the Indian Pacific gets about this long. Never been on that train before. The XBTs are normally 8 carriages long. But really it's 6, because, you know, 2 of the carriages are the locomotives. Let's jump back into this one. This is where we first moved. And we need to turn ourselves back on. DSD isolation is back on. Vigilance pedal is in. Gonna set on down. Turn our internal lights on. Headlights need to come on. Tail lights are off. Gonna pop in the key. Gonna clear the alarm. Just gonna turn the air conditioning down a little. And we need to change our computer. So it currently says it's not in service. So I'm going to move that over to travelling to London, Victoria. Confirm. Just going to step outside to have a look. Correct. London, Victoria. You can sit in that seat too if you want to. And now we just sit for 10 minutes. In about 10 minutes from now, we'll start driving up to London via Gatwick Airport and all the other platforms and stations we're going to. Time to warm up some trumpet, I reckon. Reading a book to work. Yeah, I remember doing that. I used to do that all the time. I used to have a whole bunch of podcasts that I used to listen to. APG, Airline Pilot Guy. Also Dice Funk and a few others that are just, you know, now that I don't travel to work on a train anymore, I just haven't got around to listening. Or reading. Those are the days. Jumping on the train at 6:45 AM or whatever time it was when the train used to come. Yeah, or even earlier than that. When I started working at 7 AM, I used to jump on the train at like 5:30 in the morning, which was rather intense and early and cold and still dark. Bunch of, you know, ruffians on the train. It's always fun to either read something. Let's be honest, in the morning I used to like having my eyes closed on the train, so sit down on the train, put the podcast on, close your eyes, wait until the train bumps around at Flinders Street through the subway park. There's a whole bunch of points and stuff that'll wake me up. They go through a tunnel. So worst case scenario, sometimes I used to fall asleep. It's like, oh, we're almost at Essendon. Blum blum blum. Wait a second, 20 minutes has just happened. And now I'm in the city. Yeah, time travel train. You do that quite a bit. Going to open up this door, see what's happening down there. Nothing. Nobody's decided to walk to the front of the train through the rain. That's not surprising. I'd be sitting down at the back of the train too if I had to get on Brighton. That's not entirely true. Sometimes I used to work, like, my station, the boarding is right at the back of the train. Whereas when I got off to work, I had to be at the front of the train, or walk past the front of the train to get to work. So yeah, I'd often actually, if I got to the train early enough, to the station, I'd just walk to the front of the station. Be pretty lonely up here. Yeah, that's very true. I've also missed reading on the train or listening to podcasts on the train. I haven't listened to Airline Pilot Guy for like a year or more. In fact, I think the last episode I listened to would have been 2020 sometime. I went through a couple of weeks, perhaps even a month or two, where I wanted to like keep my normal routines. But yeah, that kind of stopped. It kind of stopped in about April 2020. Maybe May. Yeah, it's more May. I remember playing the last post on the stream. That's I was still managing to almost keep my normal routine up until at least April 25th. So yeah, sometime around May I started dropping things. Changing my schedule to be the current one. I think that's the inbound version of our train. So if we were to turn this train around and run it back to Brighton, which I probably won't, because that'll take another hour, that would be us in the dark at about like 7 PM. Let's go through some of the features of this train. We have obviously the buzzer codes, which you can use the bell for. You've also got a little whistle. You've got the two horns, loud and high and low. We've got some hazard lights there, which are essentially just flashing lights. And what else do we have? We've got the cruise control, which you can set the speed there. And then you select it. This here is the combined power handle. It's brakes when you go forwards and it's power when you go backwards. That there's a reverser, so at the moment we're in forward. We should actually be in neutral, just in case someone fell on the power handle and it wouldn't go anywhere. Key, obviously. The phone, which you use to get here. And far too many doors. So there's a door. That whole section is a door. That's a door. That's a door. That's a locked door at the moment. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 doors. 6 doors all within like 3 feet of each other. Altogether, far too many doors. Oh yeah, and these doors. 7 and 8. So 8 doors. I feel we need a roof escape hatch door just to top it off. Put it there. Anyway, the scenario starts in a minute. I'm going to play the Victoria announcements to start us off. Otherwise, there's no obvious start to the scenario. Before we go, I just wanted to check what that train was. No, it's not going to go. I think we go before they do. Cool, so I've used most of the systems on the train already, apart from the cruise control. Going to come out of the destination panel, and now we're showing the doors. The door, we have some color coding there. So red is open, blue is closed, and yellow is faulty door, and white is door cut out. I can't tell what the black is. It's BDO cut out.
Welcome aboard the Southern service to London Victoria, calling at Haywards Heath, Gatwick Airport, East Croydon, and London Victoria. The next station is Haywards Heath.
Cool. Unfortunately, we don't actually have announcements for this train, so that's probably the last one you'll hear. Train is due to depart in 1 minute. So from this part forwards, we go from operating funky little buttons on the train to having to, just judge distances for the stop. That becomes the most difficult part from here on in. We're going from operating a train to driving it.
Welcome aboard the Southern service to London Victoria, calling at Haywards Heath, Gatwick Airport, East
Let's
Croydon,
close her up.
London Victoria. The next station is Haywards Heath.
We have a green light. Let's go. Six miles. And we start off, I think it's a 15 zone to start, and then we slowly increase our speed. Cruising in at 15. Just going to turn on my windscreen wipers. There it is, 15. Still 15. Actually, it's 15 over there. '40 zone. Speed set. We go 40. Next signal will be green. And full speed. Or full power. We're going to go to 40 with the cruise control. 75. 75 with the cruise control. It's simple, hold down and then move the mouse left or right. Essentially grab it and twist. So it's not like a car's cruise control, which would be like set it for the speed that you're currently at. It is give it a little bit of power, hit the cruise control button so it's lit up, and then move your twist knob up to the speed that you want. Coming through a station, not stopping. These trains from 90 miles an hour do take about, I'd say, a little over half a mile to stop. Actually, it's wet now, so probably going to be even a little bit longer than that. I don't know how the real train drivers learn how to judge their stopping distances. I guess they just need to learn the route itself, because they don't have a distance countdown like I do. But for my purposes, I'm going to start braking probably about 0.7 of a mile out. '90 zone. Ah. We somehow managed to spawn the emergency brake. There we go, back out of it. Back to 90. That little button there is showing sanding happening because it's wet and we're going uphill. Three and a half miles. Train travelling uphill. Green light. That little ding noise is essentially the next signal is a green. If it's a yellow, you'll have to acknowledge it properly with the Q button and all that. And if it's a single yellow light, then you really have to slow down, because after the single yellow is a red. Next is green. Into the tunnel we go. Occasionally we'll get a signal to do something with the controls. Otherwise I just acknowledge it straight away anyway. It gives you 5 seconds on the alarm before it starts doing things like going into full emergency shutdown brake. One mile out. Okay, coming down to idle power. At about half a mile, going to start a little bit of braking. And there we are.
Welcome aboard the Southern service to London Victoria, calling at Haywards Heath, Gatwick Airport, East Croydon, and London Victoria. The next station is Haywards Heath.
Doors closing. So we're on stage 2 of power. It's wet, we're going uphill slightly. A little bit more power as we accelerate. And a little bit more. We're only 2 miles away from Burgess Hill. It's a 90 zone. I don't think we'll make 90 before we actually need to slow down. Short train, that one. 4 cars. Yeah, mate, up to about 75 before we need to slow down again. Some roadworks affecting the train line. Is that a level crossing or? This is a relatively small platform, so we really need to be right up on the edge of it for this one. Might even overhang the driver's compartment a little. There we go.
Welcome aboard the Southern service to London Victoria, calling at Haywards Heath, Gatwick Airport, East Croydon, and London Victoria.
Doors closing. Haywards Heath. After that, Gatwick. We'll probably get all the way up to speed on this particular segment, but not for long. It's only 3 miles. Passing through whatever that is. Clearly that platform's not long enough for us. You need about an 8-car or 4-car train for that. Another green. It's probably all going to be green until we hit Gatwick, I'd say. Although you never know. Maybe the train in front of us will break down or something. Gonna drop into cruise control. No, I haven't done the ice trains. They're a bit weird for me. I have to look at them a bit harder. Just bizarre German things. These British trains I get, I can handle them. But the German controlled trains with their bizarre in-German warnings that they spit at you. Yeah, no idea, man. It's like, I'm going to turn on the emergency brake for some reason. Why? Because Entwicklung ist ein Mismatch. What? Random German word. Start braking. This is the full, it's not a full all-stops train, but it is stopping at Haywards Heath, and I think the next one after this one, which is Haywards Heath, is indeed Gatwick, and then Clapham, and then whatever it is, east. So yeah, it probably is that. Commuter timetable. It's not the express one. It's not quite the all stops either. That's where a 9-car train stop. But we've got 12, so we go all the way up to there. Let's have a look at the back. Yep, that's in. Need to go back to the back cabin. Same thing with this one, because the back cabin, if we didn't go to the back during this scenario, it would have had the headlights on instead of the tail. Funny. Oh, I'll wait here until about 10 seconds before timetable. There goes a Gatwick Express. Chicken, 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 bye. And closing the doors. $11 miles to Gatwick. Power 3. I think Gatwick is one of the more interesting places in Train Sim World at the moment, because you got the approach to the Gatwick runway flying overhead. It's quite fun. Let's get back on the cruise control. 90, and we're at full acceleration. Indeed, can't wait for the MD-11 coming. Yeah, Microsoft Flight Sim. We've also got P3D coming with TFDI, and the Rotate Sim, which has been coming for many years. Lol. But yeah, I'll be buying probably the MSFS one as well as the TFDI one. Getting into some of those FedEx freight ops. Is that a speed change? No. Hit the tab key instead of the Q key. That's what that beeper noise was. It was the alerter. And if you don't respond to it in 5 seconds, it will stop your train. Probably get a few of those on this part of the trip. Mostly because there's not much to do. We don't need to stop very quickly. We've got a 9 miles before we hit Gatwick. Might give it a go. Don't have much space for it. I can clear some space for it. Having 3 sims seems a bit of work. There's the Vigilance pedal again. ADOS is reset. Is it once a minute those things go off? Seems that. It's once a minute if you haven't adjusted any controls. I think a horn is the control as well. So if you got that going all day, you wouldn't have to AWS as much. We can do some aircraft spotting at Gatwick. I've got a mod. It seems to have been withdrawn from the modding system, but at some point somebody turned the aircraft that approaches Gatwick into a 737 instead of the default model, which is atrocious. We don't even know what the default model is. It's a straight-winged engine aircraft with 2 JT-80s on the edge of the wing, on the outside edge of the wings. There's no airplane like it in the world. So yeah, someone's changed the model out for a 737, which is, you know, would have been nicer as an A320, because A320s are more common at Gatwick, but you know, 737 is better than a plane that doesn't exist in the real world. Right, Darren, have a good one. Big long tunnel at 90 miles an hour. We've got an 80 zone at the end of it, so let's slow down now. Hanging there at the edge of the tunnel, they would have heard that coming. .90 zone. 4 miles to Gatwick. Short platform. This bit always feels too fast to me, this section. Yeah, we're 2 miles out. I think there's a slowdown just before Gatwick. We need to do 40 on the approach. Regardless, we'll be having to cut power in about a mile. There's an airplane going past. Okay, handle is off. We'll just continue coasting. And we'll start the braking now. Heard an aircraft go overhead. Same deal here, we need to be all the way at the edge of the platform. Ten seconds early. Fortunately, we get to sit here for 2 minutes, so with any luck, I'll see another aircraft go past. We're at the back of the train at the moment, so there's the red lights. Aircraft should appear somewhere near those trees and head across over the tracks.
Due to reduced lighting, please take extra care whilst moving around the station. Thank you.
I can hear one. Well, that was exciting, getting to see an aeroplane land in a train sim. We'll be leaving soon, so we probably won't get to see another one. I spoke too soon. If we just wait a little longer, we get to see one. And that, my friends, is Gatwick Airport. Let's go. Next station is East Croydon. Cruise control is in, set to 90. And we're at P4. Next signal is green. Guess you call this a limited express, something like that. Next signal is green. That ding noise is essentially the next signal is green. There's some kind of little magnetic strip along the middle of the rails, and as you cross over that, it can either be green, yellow, or emergency brake. The one after the emergency brake is a SPAD. The SPAD ends the scenario. That's just a vigilance pedal, 5 seconds to answer it. There isn't even a platform for this set of tracks. There are some scenarios where you get to use those set of tracks. I think they aren't the Brighton scenarios. You go to Reigate or something. Another green. Poorhouse fixes. What fixes? We're talking about like Microsoft Flight Sim. And toilet inspector, good day. Still 90 zone. We're doing 90. I like the 90 when we're in these like 2 tracks. When there's 4 tracks it just feels a little uncomfortable at times. Bridge. That's a vigilance pedal. Nice! Bought yourself a house. That's cool. Through this little tunnel. Don't need the wipers on in the tunnel. Green. Cool. 6 miles out. Kind of a long trip, that one. At least the rain hasn't been too heavy. Getting a bit closer into civilization, I see. Lots of houses off the side of the railway there. Four miles out, just need to be a little bit careful about our speeds approaching the station. There you go, Tom. Right on time for that station crossing anyway. Coming up on a 60 zone. Actually need the brakes. Just got the the cruise control set, and we don't need it anymore. Yeah, just stop. Oh, we've got a yellow. Need to stop a bit harder. Got a double yellow. There's a chance that the next signal is red. It's actually yellow. We can proceed into the platform, but quite slow. .30 zone anyway. Next is red. Signal for the 10 car, the next one is the 12, which is us. On to Croydon. I like that pretty well, that's nice. The free roaming camera doesn't let us go over there. Oh yeah, that's right, that's the attached to the train camera. It was number 8, now let's go. It does. Oh, let's go off to London Bridge. Nice. London Bridge, Portsmouth. Where are you off to? Kellingham. Tatnam. Okay, this dude's moving. All good, we need to leave. Doors locked. Green light. I believe we're in a 30 zone. We'll be in a 60 soon. $60. $60 on the cruise control, 6 miles. Green light. Love running parallel to another train. $75 now. Six miles to go. Clapham Junction is the next. Yeah, I'm working till 11 unfortunately. Hence why I'm on now. Start work at 3. Green. I like that bouncy noise around some of those corners. Gatwick Express. Empty platform. .60 zone in a mile. Okay, I've achieved 60. There it is. Green light. Yellow. Get half the speed. Approach at 35. Double yellow. Potentially stopping at the next signal. Going to approach at 25. Still just a yellow. Which suggests to me that the train that was on the platform before us has already left it, but not long ago. The next one's almost certainly red. Almost. Yeah, it's cleared as well. Cool. It's like half a platform. This platform extension for 2 carriages is a bit weird looking. Not a fan. And the next station is where this train terminates. .45 zone for the approach. And from here on in, it's ever diminishing speed limits up to the terminus. I do like how we've been pushed over the top of that railway over there. About half a mile to the 40. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the driver of your train. The next station is London Victoria, where this train will be terminating. That's a double yellow. Dropping the speed to 20. I have a green. Platform 17 at 20. Actually going to be early. We left the last platform on time. This one's early. That's cool. Only a minute early, but you know. Okay, the lights are off, tail lights are in. Need to leave the power on for the moment because we need to shut the doors. But this is isolated now. And there we are, 1 hour and 26 minutes of driving. Let's shut it down. Keys off. Safety system is isolated. Door locked. And there we are, platform 17. Welcome to London. Alright, so that's the London Commuter add-on. Next time we do jump into this, we might take one of these trains out, which are slightly different to operate. I don't think this particular model has a, what do they call that thing? A cruise control. Got manual suppression brakes. But yeah, no cruise control. Looks quite similar to the other one, but it's not quite the same. And these ones usually get put on the express, so they essentially only park at, well, out of here they stop at London Gatwick Airport and then they go to Brighton, no other stops at all. So yeah, next time we might take out the old Gatwick Express train in its red livery. Till then though, I have been Digital Aviator and I hope you've enjoyed the ride. Bye for now.
group of people are asking people for money. Please do not give these people money. If you are approached, please contact the British Transport Police